Next, guys, I want to go through your transaction desk. So you have a client, you show them a property, they love the property, you want to put in an offer for $600,000 for them. You're simply going to click on transaction desk. You're going to log in. If for some reason it's asking you to log in, you can even access it through MLS Stratus. Once you're logged in into your MLS Stratus here in your info center, this is when you logged in. Couple of different ways. One is under your one key MLS links. This is called Instanet. Okay, transaction desk and Instanet is the same thing. So Instanet right here, or you can click on resources and Instanet as the first link. Okay, so you have three different ways of going to your forms and for your e-signatures. One is simply clicking on transaction desk here, or going to your MLS, clicking on Instanet from your MLS links, or clicking on your resources and Instanet. Okay. Once you're logged in into that, right, you have your agent dashboard. And here is telling you your transactions. You can create it. Authentic sign, these are your signatures, your email, upload calls. I'm going to keep it very simple and show you guys how we're going to create a transaction and send it for e-signature. Okay. We're going to click on add transaction. Let's use James today. James is the buyer. And let's say Julian here is going to be the realtor, right? That's the name. So this is your file's name, right? Simple. Some of you guys are just putting your client's name is perfectly fine. If you want to follow the rules, use this format, your client's name, the word buyer, and then your name. What is going to be the template? Are they the sellers? Are they the buyers? I'm going to click on buyers. If you want to pull all the data for this listing from MLS, you can do that. Click on import data, put an MLS ID number here, and it will pull all the data from there. If you don't want to do that, it's okay. And then it's asking you add me as a selling's agent and click on create, right? So as soon as you hit next, you're going to see the details. These are your 5 steps here. Your step number 1 is going to be the details. If you leave this blank, it's perfectly fine. You're going to click on next. The second one is going to be your transaction desk, and that's going to be your 2 of 2. Yeah, hold on 1 second, guys. Delisha, could you tell them to slow down a little bit? Jazz, yeah. All right. Okay. So the next one is your transaction desk here, or dates here. Obviously, you're putting in the offer. You have no idea what the dates are. You're going to leave it at that. Then you're going to click on next, and this is your contact. This is the most important feature here. You want to add the people who's going to be signing here, right? So anybody, we need to add James. Let's say James' wife is going to be signing, we need to add her as well. So anybody that's going to be signing these offer sheets and your disclosure, you want to make sure you add them at this stage. If you forget to add their wife or their brother or sister, you still would have another option later on. But if you have the information, simply add it just by clicking on add, and then add create new transaction contact. So is asking what type of person this is. This is going to be a buyer. What is their names? James. What's his last name? Brown. What's his email? jamesbrown@gmail.com. Okay. And then we're going to hit save. So we see James Brown here as a buyer. Then we're going to hit next. This is going to be your forms. When we're sending your offer letter to the listing agent, so the two main forms that we need is your agency disclosure and your offer letter, which is your sales agreement binder. So we're going to click on this and that to fill out later on, but the forms are already there. So click next. Documents is anything that they provide to you, their offer letter, the proof of funds, anything your client gives you, you want to add it to the system, you can do that just by clicking on add and then just browse. There's no forms to be signed or anything like that. This is simply what they're giving you. And then click done. Once you're in your transaction dashboard here, you can see your details, you can see the forms, you can see the documents, and you can see authentic sign. I just want to make sure one thing is clear for the signature part here. Some of you guys start doing the forms and then it shows you classic. Always make sure that your authentic sign shows new. So this way it will show you the forms, it will show you the status, if the forms has been signed or not. So always click on new. Okay. So now you want to, on the right side here, this is your most important panel here. And the most important panel is going to be your contacts, who's signing, and your forms, which forms we are sending for e-signatures. And once you send those, you want to check the statuses. You want to click on signing here. Okay. So under contacts, I already have James Brown. Under the forms here, I'm going to click on agency disclosure first. And I see the form here. The form is already filled halfway because of MLS. James is a buyer and I'm a buyer's agent. What is their name here again? James Brown, and they're the buyer. I Since I've already filled out everything I needed, now I'm ready to send for e-signature. You're simply going to click on this pen right here. Okay, once you click on it, it will take, sometimes it takes a minute or two, and you will see that here. Okay, sometimes when it's spinning and it takes a minute, don't hit back, don't hit refresh, just let us do his thing. It should take no more than 2 minutes. Okay, so now you want James to sign here. It could be on this line, doesn't matter. We want him to sign right here. On the right side here, it says add participants. If you don't see this, if you see something like this, you're going to click on signers. And it says add participant, add yourself, add new, add from transaction, add from contacts. We already added James to this transaction, so we're going to click on add from transaction. Where's James? James is right here. And we're going to click on select. The signatures is already here. You can move it around, bring it up or bring it lower. Once you have done that, you're simply going to click on next. It says finalize signing setup. There's nothing to change here. Click on send. Okay. As soon as you hit send, now you're under signing sheet here or section here. So the same one we were under forms. Since we already sent it for e-signatures, click on signing, and you can see that this form is already sent. It's not yet completed because it's showing that 0 out of 1 completed. And if you scroll over show participant, you can see it says James B. Once this is already signed, he opens the email and signs it. You're going to get a notify that this person signed it, and you're going to click on this form again. On the top right here section, it will say view PDF file. You simply click on it and download that file. Okay, as simple as that. As long as you have signed it, you're going to go back to signing. See, it says signed. Click on it, download the PDF file. Okay, and now let's do the offer sheet. We're going to click on forms. I'm going to click on sales agreement. Okay, I'm going to date it. And you guys tell me how fast this is or how slow this is. And let's say I'm putting in an offer for 123 Main Street. And the person said I'm buying a house for 600,000. I'm putting versus number 2, good faith deposit, put 0. And then the money he's going to be putting earnest deposit on the formal contract, let's say $20,000. Let's say he's going to get $400,000. What are we left with? 600,000 minus 20,000 minus 400,000. 180. And then you're going to add 180, 20, that's 200,000, then 400,000. So you have 600,000 again. So the top number, no, you see, the top number and the bottom number should match. If you have 6 million on the bottom here and 600,000 there, big difference. Okay, so you want to add 600,000 here. Make sure your top number and the bottom number matches. Always leave your good faith deposit 0, but down payment payable on formal contract. This is going to be your earnest deposit, 20,000. how much their mortgage is going to be, 400,000, and what he's going to bring remaining at the closing, 180,000. Okay, so that's your offer sheet. Then you is asking you how much the finance is going to be, right? The mortgage, you already have it up here that is going to be 400,000, so you put 400,000. For years, always put 30 years. Okay, everything else can stay blank unless you know what you're typing in. Let's say personal property, you want to add or exclude something, you want to put in here. Or when you're sending an email with the deal sheet to your attorney or to your buyer's attorney, you can put in all the details there as well. The most important part right here is putting in your client's name, the property address that you're putting the offer for, and the terms and conditions, which is going to be your offer sheet. Okay, the offer itself. On the second page here, you everything else is filled up. If you have your their attorney's information, great, put it in. Some of you guys do not have this at this stage. It's perfectly fine. We're simply putting in an offer. As soon as our offer is accepted, then we'll ask them to send us get the buyer's attorney's information. So now everything is filled up, and now I just want James to sign right here. So I'm going to click on this pen. Okay, like I said, we're going to give it up to 2 minutes for this page. Okay, you see the form here now. Everything is filled as we discussed, and now we want to have him sign right here. So if you don't see this signer part again, you're going to click on signers. You're going to click on add participant, add from transaction, James Brown, select. Okay, you selected them, but the system doesn't know where he needs to sign. So you're going to click on tools. You already selected James, and you're going to click on sign here. Click on it one time, and this field will come middle of the page. You're going to drag that on the bottom. You get the date here. You're going to move that too. Okay. Once you dragged it, we're ready to send for him to e-sign. We're going to click on next and finalize and send. All right. And now we're under signing, we're under new, and we can see both of these forms are sent for him to e-sign. Okay, keeping it as simple as that. You're going to go back to the forms, you can do that. You're going to go add his wife now, click on contacts and add that person there. Okay.